for the barbell hip thrust, as opposed to the barbell glute bridge where the shoulders are on the ground. This time we're going to be elevating the shoulders off the ground. A good starting point is something around 14 to 18 inches off the ground. Most conventional benches that you'll find in commercial gyms and other gyms, they tend to be a little taller, 18 to 20 inches. So if that feels off, that might be why. I'm using a 16-inch plyo box right here, and I'm using just a really thick bath towel to kind of pad it. You can use an Air-X pad. One of the best things I've ever used for elevating the shoulders for a barbell hip thrust has been a keg. Yes, just an aluminum beer keg. It was just the right height, and it was rounded, so the curve of my spine, shoulders, everything moved with it. It never hurt my shoulders. So take the time to find something that does work for you. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, because for some people having this sharper edge might not feel so good, do this at your own risk and find something that works for you. If you can't find something in the meantime, just continue to do the glute bridge variation with your shoulders on the ground. So what I'm going to do to get set up, I'm going to put my back right up close to this plyo box. I'm going to place my legs underneath the barbell. I'm going to have the barbell centered on me. Make sure if you have a pad like this one, the gap is facing up. I go a little bit more in depth on the barbell pad in my barbell glute bridge video. Check that out if you'd like. With the gap up, make sure it's centered on your body. I'm going to hike it back towards the hips. From here, I'm going to bring my legs up so my feet are shoulder width apart. Toes are straight ahead, heels are down. I'm going to press that barbell into the tops of my legs. From here, I'm going to take in a belly breath. I'm going to take the slack out of the weight, drive through my heels, squeeze my glutes, elevate the hips, and return back to the starting position. Make sure the hips come high enough so that you have a nice straight tabletop from the shoulders over to the knees. Return back to the ground. Once you're done, roll it off the legs and come out from underneath. If you got some tree trunk legs, feel free to grab a barbell plate or a bumper plate or even some cut up pieces of horse stall mat and stick them underneath the plates to elevate them off the ground to give yourself enough room to get underneath there. You may have noticed too, this box will slide a little bit. If you're using a box like this, I highly recommend setting up something that doesn't move. So I would still use the box, but maybe butt it up against a wall. Sometimes I've even used resistance bands to secure a barbell about this high off the ground, secure the barbell to the rack inside the J-hooks, and then I just back this box right up to that barbell so it ain't gonna budge, okay? As you're doing the barbell hip thrust, again, find a height for a box that works best for you because you're gonna be putting a lot of weight on it. Make sure you're getting a full range of motion with your repetitions. If you're stopping at the top and you still have a bend in your hips, you either have too much weight or the hips are tight or the glutes aren't doing their job. So make sure you just adjust one of those so you're getting a full range of motion through the hips. We also want to avoid hyperextending the lower back to make it look like we're using our hips. The best way you can do that is to make sure that you can feel those glutes squeezing at the top. Again, this becomes a problem when the weight gets really heavy. We stop paying attention to the glutes and we're just trying to get that weight up there. So make sure you keep that in mind. That's how you do the barbell hip thrust.